Hey guys, Jason, and in this episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up your CGMiner on a Windows PC. Now I want to give credit to Vobot on the CGMiner subreddit of Reddit because he really made a really in-depth tutorial which I personally used and is going to really help the user. So I'll link his post in the bottom of this video. Now the first thing you have to do before you can plug anything is you have to download the CGMiner serial driver. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to show you guys. I'm actually going to do it with you guys. You're going to go down here to the Windows version. And obviously, if you have different Windows or Macintoshes or Linux, you can go down here. But we'll be using the Windows, and I assume most people will probably have Windows PCs they're operating with. So we're going to click Download. We're going to save the file. And good thing I have fast internet, or I think we'd be a little messed up, right? So I'm going to open it up here. And then once you have it, it is a .zip, so you do have to extract the file. We're going to extract it. Again, I've already downloaded it, that's why you see the little 1 there, so just so you know. We're going to extract, and as you see, we have it right here. We're going to open this up. Now, I'm going to close down the extractable file, and we're going to open this up. So this is what you would have as soon as you extract it. Now, don't worry too much about where you save this file, because once you do this one program, you're done. You never have to use this thing again. Now, most PCs are x64. Some are lucky enough to be x86, but what I recommend is just opening the x64 first. It'll say, yes, you want to confirm, and go through. If you try to open up the x86 and your computer doesn't support x86 or vice versa, it will tell you and just tell you it's not compatible and to try the other one. Very simple, very easy to use. We're going to press I accept this agreement. We're going to go to next. It's going to transfer the little folders. It doesn't take very long. And it's going to say ready to use. We're going to finish. Now, what you have essentially done is when you plug a device in that's unrecognized by your computer will try to download the drivers for that device off the internet. Well, CGMiner doesn't have the devices on the internet to pull from an online source. So what you're essentially doing is going to a website, downloading the driver for that specific serial number of motherboard or serial board, whatever you want to call it, for that device. And so now your computer can basically connect and operate and talk to that device and recognize it. So that's essentially what we just did. I'm going to close this down. So now that's ready to go. Now the next thing you'll need is to download 2 more things. So we're going to download the CGMiner Zendesk. I'm going to open this link. And again, this link will be at the bottom of my video to help you guys out. Now, we don't want that. Let's minus that. Okay, so it basically, this is what we're going to do later on. This is the stuff I'm going to show you guys how to do later on. But what you want to do is you want to roll down here, and there's 2 things you're going to want to download. You're going to want to download, and this is, again, assuming you're using a Windows PC, you're going to want to download the CGMiner and the Windows zip. So we're going to download CGMiner first. Again, these are very small downloads. They don't take very long. We're going to open folder. And then I'm going to minus that because we're going to need that right now. And then I'm going to download windows.zip. I'm going to save that as well. And I'm going to open folder. Oh, you see all the other stuff I have downloaded. Okay, so we're going to open the Windows one first. And because we're obviously not doing Mac, we're going to go to build. And we have this open. If I can move this over, I'm going to click this over here. Do we have that other one open? Other one is not open. So let's just do this one first. Now this one is the exact same. We have to extract this one first. So we're going to go back to Windows. We're going to say, we're going to do build, and we're going to extract all files. Now you might ask me, Jason, why don't I extract all of them? Well, you don't have a Mac, so there's no sense of extracting the Mac file folders if you don't need them. So we're just going to click on build, and then go up to the top, extract all files, and we're going to extract that. Do you want to copy? Yes. And then do this for all. Okay, now here's the unextractable version. So we have this. Now, it actually, in this case, extracted both for us automatically. So I'm going to go to build, and this is my stuff. Now, here's the fun part. I'm going to move over here, and guys, follow along. It's very simple. I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to go down to text, so new, and then text document. I'm going to call this I'm just going to call it mine. M-I-N-E, right? Now, you notice that's a text document. That's what we want. So literally just type in mine. That's all you need to do. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to reopen up Internet Explorer. We're going to open up to this spot. and we're going to copy what this says. We're going to go back. Now, you see where it says mine. We're going to open up this text document. We're going to paste everything into here. Now, again, it's left to right. Now, this can get kind of confusing, so I'm going to go very slow and try to explain it in very simple terms. Now, what we have, and depending on if you use a different mining pool, it will give you very simple instructions on what to type in. But for our case, I'm going to show you what to do. So we want to keep all this the same until we get to here. When we get to tcp ... we're going to type in a different web address. So for us, we used hash2coins. So hash2coins.com .. 3333. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to type in those numbers. Now it's going to say user. Now, again, remember mine was Gamers Gone Tech. Now, if you had a different one, and which you will, you have a different username, you type in the username of the account you made on hash2coins. And then we're going to put a dot, and then we're going to put the name of the miner that we set up. Now, if you remember from last video, I called it Jason. So I'm going to type in Jason. Now, if you notice right here that they have an X for the password, we're going to change that because we set up, some pools don't require you to have a password, but hash2coins does. So we're going to press 1, 2, 3, 4 because that was the password we decided. Now, you don't want to change any of this, right? The only thing we want to change, and I'm going to actually show you guys a reference. So it says chip count 128. Now, our miner, because I have the Fury, now this is assuming you have the Fury. If you have different, we can change it. You're going to run down here, and he actually says, Fury, you would change the 128 to 6. So we're going to go back. We're going to roll over. We're going to change the 128 to a 6. Now, you might ask, what's that mean? Well, on these circuit boards, inside your GAWMiner, you have these little microchips, and they are essentially what mines the cryptocurrency coin for you. In the Fury, or the version Fury, which is the smallest one they sell, they only have 6 ASIC chips inside. So we're just going to put 6, and we're going to leave all these by default open. Now the next thing we're going to do, because you see how it says //./com4, that's assuming whatever one you're plugged into. Now see, we don't know which one our device is plugged into, so we have to figure that out. So one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open Device Manager up. So what we're going to do is we're assuming you have your device plugged in, all the wires ready to go, and you're assuming that your GAWMiner is plugged in to your computer. Now you don't plug the USB port or USB device into your computer until once we got the first step done, which is we installed the driver. Once that's done and we're to this point, you're going to plug in your device with the USB. Now that you'll hear, as long as everything's plugged in, you'll see the fan on top of your GAWMiner will start to spin. Once that's done, we're going to go down the Start menu, and we're going to type in Device Manager. We see that right there. We're going to click Device Manager. Now what we're looking for is to see what USB port it's plugged into. We're going to go down to here where it says ports, and it says COM and LPT in parentheses. We're going to maximize that. Now if you notice, we had the Silicon Labs CP210X USB to UART bridge. That's the device that we refer to as our miner. That's your GAWMiner. Now you notice right here it says COM3. That means that it's plugged into communication port 3, which stands for USB port 3. So that's all we need to know. Now we know it's COM port 3. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back, and instead of COM port 4, I'm going to change that to COM port 3. So I'm going to go back through this one more time real quick. So we downloaded this program, right? The Windows binary. We opened up the build. We created a text file called mine. We then opened that text file. We then went and copied and pasted the document, or the text field that it asked us to type in. We copied and pasted that in. We went over, we changed the website address to hash2coins, and then their extension 3333. We changed the user to gamersgonetech.json, and you will change it to your hash2coins account, and then the miner that you set up. And then the password will be not your account password, but the password for your miner itself, as we showed in the last video how to set up individual miners. And then we're going to leave all these other settings by default, besides the chip count. Again, if you have a different size miner, there will be a whole list on this guy's post that will be linked in this video that you can go to and will help you out. We changed that, but we're going to leave all these other settings the same. I've been reading through the post, and some guy actually spent a lot of time testing out every single different setting, and this was the perfect setting. So, why would you want to change perfection? Again, another issue that you have to think about. Some people might say, well, I can change that 328 up higher and get a better hash rate. This is the highest hash rate you can get without hurting your device. You can maximize it a little bit more, but it starts to get dangerous. And remember, if you overhash or overmine your machine, you void the warranty. And so if something breaks down on it, you're not going to get a refund. So 328 should be the maximum setting you ever set. And then again, we changed COM port 4 to COM port 3 from going into the device manager. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to save as. Now you want to, instead of text documents, you want to go and click all files, and we're going to name it mine.bat. Not bet. mine.bat. B-A-T. And bat stands for it's a Windows type of file. We're going to save. We're going to close that out. Now if you notice, under our text file mine, we have the mine application. And if I make this big, it will say that it is a Windows batch file. Now, I am going to go here, and you see the text file we made, the mine, we're going to delete that one, because that's pretty much useless now. We already have everything we need in that Windows batch file. Now that's the first step, guys. The next step, we're going to minus this, is to get CGMiner. So we're going to go to the CGMiner down here. You see where it says CGMiner.zip? We're going to click on CGMiner. We're going to save CGMiner. We're going to open the folder. Now this is the one place where you're going to want to save this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move some of this stuff around real quick. And I'm actually going to move this. We're going to open this up. Click on the CGMiner.tag and click extract all files. Now instead of saving this in some random location, I'm going to click browse. We're going to go to desktop and we're going to make a new folder. We're going to call this GAW Miner. Click on that little folder, make sure it saves, and click OK. That means that all these files will be extracted into the GAMiner folder located on your desktop, which will be easier to find than going into your download section. We're going to extract that file. And again, it was going to say if you want to copy it over without encryption. Yes. Yes to all. Now this is a 2.53 megabyte file, so it's going to take a few seconds to make bigger. Now this is popped up. So this is what we want. We're going to close out the unextracted file, and we're going to make this big. Now to show you guys where this is at, I'm going to minus this folder real quick. And if you see, I have this folder GAW Miner over here. So we could close out this folder, and it will always be on our desktop, which is really, really nice because, if your computer restarts, if you want to close your computer down for a while, if you have a laptop and you're at college and you can only mine when you're not in class, then you have the folder right on your desktop. All you have to do is go click GAW Miner Open. You go to you go to CGMiner, you go to the tag one, and we are going to run down to where it says it's somewhere down here. Okay, so what we want to do is we're checking to make sure, I know I kind of stumbled there for a sec, but we're checking to make sure all this stuff is there. You basically want to make sure all these files are here and there's no corrupted files. If it all looks like it does on my screen, then you're perfectly fine. We see it's all here. I'm going to close this folder down. We never have to worry about this again. You might ask me why I kept this on the desktop. I'm keeping it there in case I ever need to go and check and make sure it's still there. It's there, easy, simple to find. We're going to go to this folder, and we're going to build. Now, I'm going to go to Windows Binary, and I'm actually going to pull, just like the other one, I'm going to pull this build over onto my desktop. Okay? I'm going to close that out. So now, if I ever want to start my miner, I just click build over here on my desktop, and I just open it up, and there I go. I have all my stuff. Now you might say, Jason, that seems pretty simple. Is that it? Pretty much. So once you have all this done and you're ready to mine, all you have to do is press mine and make sure it's the window batch file, and we're going to click it. And it's going to take a sec. And if you notice, I'm going to make this big real quick, and you notice right here it says, now of course this is what I call my machine, Alberti Mining, and it says I'm running the CGMiner.exe file, which is what we have on our desktop, and it's saying I'm connecting to the pool hash2coins on port 3333, and I'm connecting with user GamersGoneTech with the miner named Jason and the miner password 1234. It's saying the chip count is 6, and basically the calculational difficulty is at 328, and that device seems to be located on COM port 3, which is a USB port on the back of my computer. Now if you see, it's coming up here. Now we did have one hardware error. That's going to happen every once in a while. But what we're waiting for, you see how quickly this is just accepting shares? Essentially right now, your miner is done. Now, it takes a few minutes to warm up, so as we're sitting here watching it go down the screen, you'll notice it keeps popping up and saying average. And right now it's saying average like 0.0 or whatever. And you might be freaking out. You say, oh, is it really mining? I think it's broken. Sometimes it's a little laggy. For me personally, I've noticed that sometimes it takes up to 20 minutes for that to become an accurate hash a second. So to verify what's going on, we're going to open up our Internet Explorer again. We're going to make this the other side of the screen so we can continue to see our miner running. And we're just going to go to hash2coins.com. Now, I'm going to make this. Actually, I'm just going to make this full screen. It'll be easier. Now, I'm going to log in, assuming you logged out. Oh, I spelled GamersGoneTech wrong. Shame on me. GamersGoneTech@gmail.com. My password. I'm going to log in. Now, you notice right here, it's actually working. Now we know my miner is working. So it says I'm mining the coin. It tells me the algorithm I'm running is script, which I hope you're mining a script because that's the device you bought. It's telling you the difficulty of the coin, the total net mega hashes of the coin. It's telling you the pool hash rate of that coin. Now most of this is unimportant unless you care about the pool that you're mining in. Now this is the important thing. It's saying user kilohash a second. It's saying 249. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh my gosh, Jason, this is supposed to run 1.3 mega hashes and it's only getting 249. You have to realize with these devices, just like with GPUs seem to kick up on mega hashes pretty quick and be, boom, ready to go. The ASIC miner seems to take about 10 minutes to get up the full hash rate, so don't really worry about that too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up here and just go to dashboard again. And you notice how that went up to almost 400 now? It's really going fast, and actually now we're seeing all of this information speed by. So, guys, this is pretty simple. I'm going to post all the links down in my bottom of the description of this video. And, again, yeah, see, this is still kind of messing up a little bit. It's not telling me the total hash rate. It will eventually come on and tell me. For some reason, until it gets up to full hash rate, it doesn't seem to really work very well. But it seems to work really well, and the difference that it's working really well mining, it just for some reason this telling me my total mega hashes isn't really working right now. So guys, I actually showed you guys a lot, and I think you guys learned a lot. You basically learned how to go from plugging your miner into the computer, how to download the driver so your computer can recognize the device. I showed you how to hook up your CGMiner to a pool, and how to set up the chip numbers and everything. So you guys are ready to go. Right now, you are mining coins. You are a member of the Cryptocurrency Mining Club. Congratulations. You have done a great job. Now, you might ask, well, what's now? If I have any more choices, well, like I said before, you're going to have to wait about 10 minutes for the total hash rate to get up to par with where it should be. Besides that, that's about it. We're going to go down here to workers, just to show you one extra little thing. And you notice how now it's already up to 528? It takes a few minutes to get up there. Now, assume you want, like in the last video, I talked about auto switching. I'm not going to get into the details, that's for another video. But if you wanted to, after you watch these videos, and after you made your account, you're like, you know what, Jason? I would like to make as much money on these coins as possible. And I don't really have a favorite coin. I just love the idea of mining script coins. Well, then you just click the auto switch and you're ready to go. So guys, I hope you had a great time watching this. I hope I informed you on everything you need to know, and I hope you have a great day. If you want to follow my channel, I encourage you to subscribe. I hope you learned a lot, and as you see, we're already up to 667. you'll know that it's completely at its full completion when it's at 1.3 mega hashes or 1,300 kilohashes. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a whole bunch. Hey guys, Jason, I just want to add something really quick to this video. It's only been about 5 minutes, and if you notice right here, we're getting an average about 1.27, 1.28 kilohashes, right? Which is pretty good for this device. Normally you'll see about 1.3. For some reason we're kind of low right now, but over the general 24-hour or 3-day or 7-day average, you'll average about 1.2 to 1.4 mega hashes per interval. So I want to show you something real quick. It says that we have 1.036 right now. If you go to our account and you click dashboard, you'll see that we have 1,400 roughly kilohashes. Now the only warning I want to tell you is sometimes the pools aren't 100% accurate. Your device is going to be accurate. Your pool is based off of shares, and essentially they break down how many shares you add on to the group as a whole. Just want to add that real quick. I know this was already a long video, but I know you guys would want to know that within 5 minutes, I mean literally within 5 minutes, our device is up and running and performing way above. Like look, right now we're at 1.318. We're at the point where now it's just going to be a steady ride, just mining along. So like you see, within 5 minutes we're ready to go, and the miner's up to full speed. So it's just like hitting a car. You hit the gas. It's going to take a few seconds for your engine to kick on, and then boom, you're away. And right now we're away. So there we go.